What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Ladies, what's up? What's up? Hello. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing though? Every Wednesday, y'all. We are back in the building and we are here for another live episode. We got a good one for you today, and I got a lot to kind of got a lot to unravel today. So we're gonna have to get through it. But I want to hear some feedback from y'all today because if you have children or if you have children or had children and you had to go through some and you had to co-parent and do all of that, we're gonna talk about the good and the bad of co-parenting. I don't, to me, honestly though, I don't really see bad in co-parenting. I don't see bad in that at all. I think it's needed. However, I can see where there are some obstacles in co-parenting. So we won't act like we don't know about the obstacles. They are there. So um yeah, we're gonna talk about that today. We got a good show. We got a good show. Good topic. Good topic at hand. And as y'all come in and as y'all start as you listen in for the quote of the day and as we go into the topic, I just want in because this isn't one, y'all know one thing I do not like to do on my show is do bashing. I'm a realistic person, but I won't do no bashing. You feel me? We're gonna keep it all the way cool on here. But how you feel and things that you went through in situations have you upset though. Like I understand feelings. I understand feelings because we all have been through um things in life, but when it comes to our children, it's a whole different way that you handle things. It's a whole different way that you go about things. Your steps are different. They're a little more ordered. You know what I'm saying? So we go. Whew, it is very very real. Let's just say that it is very 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 real. Let me put. I got the quote of the day for you, and we're gonna put this on the screen right now. Shared effort, double impact. When both parents collaborate effectively, their combined efforts lead to a stronger, more well rounded support system for their child. This teamwork allows children. I didn't put my whole foot up there. It didn't put it all the way up there. I got it on my screen over here. I wonder why they didn't put it on the screen. Hmm. I want to see the whole quote on the screen. All right. This teamwork allows children to benefit from diverse perspectives and resources. Each parent's unique strengths amplify the overall positive impact on their child's development. You come from different backgrounds, you have different understandings, you look at the world differently. So those are some of the things that attracted you to the co-parent, to the parent, other parent that you are co-parenting with. But so all those things are necessary. Background, culture, all those things are necessary in raising y'all child. So they're going to need to know everything about both sides of what y'all got going on. So that's one reason why that's just one reason why co-parenting is a very very helpful resource. We really 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 have to become better at communicating more effectively. We have to be more understanding of people. Like I, and you'll notice why a lot of the relationships don't last because of the fact that your relationship's not lasting because you don't know how to communicate. Your parenting styles change up. It's either going to be effective or it's going to be ineffective. You're going to have constant issues with the other parent just because y'all don't see eye to eye, and you're doing that because you don't want to. And we're going to talk about the unwillingness to be able as well. Like when you are able and you just decide that you're not going to do it just because who are you really hurting? That the child. You are hurting your child in every aspect that you decide that you don't want to do something. You are hurting your child. It's no need to sit up here and hold grudges to a parent that much to the point where you are willing to have cause and effect on how your child is affected. Like you the one that's in control of that. That's weird. And you sitting right here um being the cause and effect of why your kid messing up. That's weird. So just chill. If you don't if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to operate, then we're gonna make sure that we talk about ways that you can communicate. But don't do things that are gonna be um harmful or hurtful to your child's situation. We got a comment. I thought I hit show on screen. Okay. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna get better every time, Twan. There ain't gonna be no slowing down. We're gonna get better every time. um, okay, let's get back to the quote. Um, it also stated that when both parents collaborate effectively, their combined efforts lead to a stronger, more well-rounded support system. So if your child is getting having a great support system, then there's is they're less likely to have issues in how they handle things. They'll be able to communicate with to you when there is something going wrong. They won't be afraid to. If you having that open door, if you putting together that open door mentality for your child, you will make sure that your child is living in a comfortable upbringing because of that. Like everything about that will make that child more comfortable because they know that whether they're at their mom's house or at their father's house, they're able to feel comfortable enough to come talk to them, relay things to them, get things off their chest, talk about goals, talk about future situations, talk about just anything. They'll be comfortable, and that's what healthy co-parenting does. If a child is hearing all the time that that you bashing their parent, or you saying you're never saying anything positive about the other parent, you're always in a bad mood, you're always going through something, you're always this, you're always that. When you if there's a time in a situation that allows your child to suffer because all they hear is negativity or all they see is negativity, it's going to have an impact on them. So when both parents collaborate, they have effective combined efforts to make a stronger child and a stronger support system for that child. The teamwork allows children to benefit from diverse perspectives, definitely. And each parent, and like I said, each parent's unique strengths amplify the overall positive impact on that child. So, what you bring to the table, what she brings to the table, what y'all both bring to the table together is going to be very, 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 very. Um, it's going to be a great overall experience for your offspring. All right. So, and if you have the opportunity now to know that you messing with somebody who ain't gonna be a good parent, please don't have a baby. Please don't have a baby. Like you already see co-parenting in your future. If you see co-parenting in your future, please don't have a baby. Just chill. Just chill. What's up, Jay? What's up, my girl? Just chill. If you see issues in your future currently with this person, not saying that they can't change or they can't grow or improve. What's up, sis? Not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, if you see a whole lot of barriers now while you're dealing with someone, that might be a red flag as to that you might not need to have a baby with them. Like dead ass. Don't be around here thinking that you could just fix someone and change someone. You cannot. They're gonna do it how they're gonna do it. You yourself gonna do things how you want to do things. So make sure you are being realistic with yourself when we're talking about having to have children, because that co-parenting thing, it ain't always simple. It ain't always easy. And that's why we're gonna jump into the benefits of co-parenting. And I told you, I said I feel like it's way more beneficial to co-parent, but I can also see and have much understanding as to why people have struggles and unbalanced situations while they co-parenting, because there's some bullshit ass people out there, and they're not good with co-parenting. It's some ones out there. It really is. It's some ones out there. True, I bring a child into a world of the. It may sound like a wild question, but it's not uncommon. So a lot of us bring children into a world of disaster, because you have the unknowing in you for more reasons than none. You ignoring a lot of things, and you also don't know a lot of things. And as young people, we always think that we could fix things and fix people and all that. When you get to an older age, you be like, man, fuck fixing people. She gonna be who she is. He gonna be who he is. I'm not about to sit right here and stress myself out about trying to fix nobody. What you see is what you get, more than likely. And then if you sit up and want to deal with what you see is what you get, that's what you're going to continue to get it. All right. So let's talk about, we're going to go through some of the benefits of co-parenting. Um, Stability. Good co-parenting brings a good level of stability. You feel me? You know, because they're going from they having the same situations happening on both sides. It's stable. People, both parents in a good situation and all of that. They get some good understanding for each other and what they need and all of those things is good. It's good. And stability is good for adults. So of course it's good for children. It's awesome for children because it's we want stability. Kids in a co-parenting setup experience consistency in expectations, communication, and schedules from co-parents, which makes them feel stable and safe. As such, they are better armed to face overwhelming life situations. They are better armed. All right. Um, Another benefit of co-parenting is less parentification. A divorce can cause children to assume the responsibility of providing emotional support to parents, but a co parenting relationship spares children from such emotional stress and doesn't parentify them. It takes the children out of the red. They don't have to be over there trying to like, oh, it's gonna be okay, mom. Oh, it's gonna be all right, daddy. This isn't happening over there. Everything is fine. Like trying to keep things down because of what y'all got going on. Keep them kids out y'all damn business. You got to learn how to take some of that emotion out of things when you're talking about being co-parenting. When you're talking about being a parent and a parent in general, you can't sit up here and hold a whole lot of conversations with children. You can't do that. That's not beneficial to the child at all. You can't do it. That's actually some bullshit. Conflict resolution is another benefit of co-parenting. Co-parenting gives kids a chance to learn by example. They watch and learn about relationships and conflict resolution. They learn how to cooperate with others, even during undesirable situations. Conflict resolution. So if your children see you going through something with the other parent, resolve it in front of them. Just like y'all can sit up and pick a fight or want to argue with somebody about something, come to a resolve. If you're going to let them see the bad of it, let them see the good side of it too. Let them see the good side of it too. Don't sit up and let them believe that all it is a bunch of negativity and arguments. Don't It shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. And if it is that way, we're gonna try. This is what we're talking about, so that you can change how you move, change your approach, give other ideas of way to step in and help you out. Yes, it helps the child not to have to choose. Yes, keep them out of it. You keep them out of it, they don't have to choose. They don't have to. They don't, it could be things going on, and that child can hear you say something. That child, they more than likely they'll move away just so they don't have to be a part of that negativity. They'll slide to the other side. But when you're involving children and stuff like that, it's wrong. It's just simply wrong. We don't need to be thinking that our kids are not wise enough to know what's going on and what's not going on. They know. Trust me, they know. Some disadvantages of co-parenting, and like I said, I don't really see too many disadvantages. But what I will say is, I understand when things get a little unruly in co-parenting, because I can't really see co-parenting as a disadvantage. So, but I can know why I do understand why um that type of stuff happen. I can't even act like I don't, because baby, let me tell you, it's sometimes where when you're trying to have these co-parenting situations, people just not cooperating at all. Y'all can't. And they're trying not to cooperate. It's not that they can't. They just trying not to, because they got their own agenda going on, and they don't have nothing to do with the child. It has nothing to do with the child. So they're not willing to show the child themselves that they're worth it. They'll rather sit up and argue and have the call every time they come around. There's something happening. It's something going on. They're, and that does nothing but hinder the child's day. It slows down. It slows down how they gonna do things, how they handling things, what's happening with them. It slows down a lot. That is not fair to a child to have to be pulled into the middle of y'all mess. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. And we have to start realizing that. We have to start realizing we are the monster sometimes that we're trying to protect our children from. We have to realize that. Take a step back sometime and look and think about how you move and how you handle things. I bet you will see right then that you are a part of the reason why the things are the way they are. I bet you will see it. Because for one, you're either causing the conflict or you're helping the conflict stay moving, and it's just no point of that. It's just no point of that. We got to learn how to put our emotions to the side. We really do. We really do. So those are the some of the advantages of co-parenting. Now I'm gonna drop just a few disadvantages, but then we're gonna talk about what we can do to actually change a lot of that. We're gonna talk about the high conflict co-parenting, because y'all know it's a lot of parents, it's a lot of people that just full of conflict, right? They're just full of negativity. They're just full of BS. They don't have nothing in their algorithm that say I want things to work and make and try, and I'm gonna do my best to make it work so that our kids can have a better day, a better life, a better journey. None of that is there. None of that is there, right? So and those are just high conflict people. Those are just people that will put forth no effort to make things better. That's who you're dealing with when you deal with that. That's exactly what you're dealing with. You're not dealing with somebody who sees an end or resolve to the issue. You're dealing with somebody that says, I don't care to resolve it. I don't care if it gets resolved or not. That's what you're dealing with. And they real. Them people real, y'all. It's some real high functioning conflict people out here, and that will have you believe that everything they saying is valid for the is a valid reason for them to be how they are. You will actually meet those people. You probably know them now. You probably know some people like that now that will sit up and just cause BS in people's life. Just nothing but no, not nothing about them says I want to see a resolve. Nothing. All right. You like we all know negative people, and we all know some people that will literally try to hang on to that negativity. Disadvantages. The experts suggest that it could be challenging for kids to adjust to different lifestyles of both parents. As such, they tend to pick favorites later on, depending upon how much they are able to adjust to each parent's life. Now, there are times when kids will do that. Okay, their conflicting schedules. Working co-parents may find it difficult to make adjustments um, in their schedules according to their partners. They have to assume their joint responsibility of child rearing by making changes in their professional schedules, which are usually packed. There and now that in to me is not really a complete disadvantage, but if it's always just happening to one parent, then I can understand why that would cause some type of conflict. But rearranging your schedule if you have the ability to. Some adults don't have the ability to even rearrange their schedule, which means that now they got to look for another job. If other people or other parents have that flexibility, take it on until that person can do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you co-parent. You're doing it for the benefit of the child anyway. Somebody got to be with that child. So if both of y'all working the same hours, that means that at some point the child is going to suffer from getting some of the things that they need or don't need. Okay, so conflicting schedules would be that way, but we instead of trying to bring it to a resolve, we get upset and we be like, "Fuck, I'm put you on child support." Disputes. Some conflicting views may also arise between parents, what makes it difficult for kids to cope. Such disputes surrounding major life decisions may often lead to choice making situations for kids and can potentially traumatize them. And then we'll be trying to figure out what happened to the child. Why the child act this way? Why the child being all traumatized? Why the child jumping when they hear a loud noise? Why the child running away when they hear people hollering or throwing stuff? Like now we in disbelief, disarray, because we don't want to accept the fact that we are some of the worst examples for our children when it comes to certain things. When we do certain things, like if we ain't growing out of it and getting better, then we it's like it's you just raising them in that. Then you know what I'm saying? I know when my children was much younger, I had to learn more patience. You know what I'm saying? So how the way I probably talked to them and probably handled them wasn't always the best way. So now I have to, as I'm growing and as I'm aging, I'm taking more, having more understanding and taking more responsibility for how I react with certain things so that they can react better. You gotta you gotta let them see the process of you changing too. They gotta know shit happens. People ain't always got the best upbringing themselves, so a lot of times they don't or may not know in that upbringing. Like some of our parents just didn't know certain things to say and what to teach. So we may have lacked in those areas until we got old enough to realize what it meant and what it was for. Those disputes, you got to be able to handle your disputes without letting your children see you not being able to handle your dispute. You can't. It's it's ways to handle stuff. It's ways. I'm telling you, I'm way more peaceful and calmer now in my older age. And before I be like, what? About like ready, always ready. Now you got, as you start to realize that being always ready ain't always cool. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tone some of that down. And there's a lot of people don't want to tone it down at all. They chilling. They enjoying how they are. You gotta tone that down. You cannot be that way forever. Nobody don't want to deal with that. Um, so let's see. Why is there so much negativity surrounding the baby mother, baby father journey. Can somebody and drop me a comment on what they feel like caused this? What happened to the co-parenting for the child? What do you all feel like brought a huge issue or a huge separation in between the parent and the both parents, and when it came to raising that child? Because like I said, no, you do not have to be in the same relation, you don't have to be in a relationship with the other parent, but you do need to know how to co-parent and have respect for them. So what is what does that say for you? What if you've had to separate from someone, and you guys had to raise children separate, like y'all doing the co-parenting thing, what would you say by looking at your own situation was the cause of it? Because it's in order to understand what's going on, because we know that, yes, back in the day, um the government took the fathers out of the homes. They were throwing them in prison, locking them up for 20, 30 years, for any and everything. And then they became the sole proprietary parents of the children by becoming their government fathers. So what do you, outside of that, what do you think is one of the main reasons? We got a response right here: selfishness. We get caught up in what we want, or what we think is right. We don't think about the consequences for the children. Bingo. A lot of the responses and how you deal with the other parent is a selfish response. You respond them out of your emotions. You're not having the opportunity to even think about those children. I think the majority of it is selfishness, Diallo. I really do. I really feel like we we as the parents, we choose we put ourselves, we love to say that our kids come first, but we put ourselves first in a lot of different situations that we shouldn't. We really do. We really do. Be over be all over here on the phone listening so you can respond and tell them how to respond. We putting ourselves in situations with that those other parents that do not have to be there. But what matter, the parts that do matter, we limited ourselves on those things though. We limit ourselves on that. And that's I think it's something you grow out of, the other though. So I think everybody has experienced one thing or another that's going to fall on these lists, um when it came to co-parenting. Okay. Um so the question was basically what happened to the co-parenting for the child and not the parents, because we do have to learn how we taking ourselves out of the situation when it comes to our child is going to be very, very hard to do. And most of the time the custodial parent, I think that's a little further down on the list, but most of the time the custodial parent will, oh no, it's right here. It seems like the parent with the custodial role makes all the decisions despite the resources and provisions the other parent offers makes available. The custodial parent has the most say so, because the person that's not the custodial parent don't want to argue and lose a little bit of time that they already got to fight for. So the custodial parent basically is someone that feels like they have the right to make all of the decisions. They feel that way, and I've talked to several people who felt that way. And most of the people that I have spoken to, I know a lot of single fathers, but of course the majority of the people that you speak to about these things that are the custodial parents, they're the women. So when they talk about um they had to make this decision, or they had to do this, or they had to figure this out. They had to do this because most of the time they left on their own to figure it out by either not wanting to get along with the other parent or being forced not to get along with the other parent. It's one of the two. In very small situations, the other parent that has maybe passed on. But if that's the case, they receiving some type of money for that child, then like social security, something like that, because the other parent probably was working. But it's either you're choosing not to deal with that other parent because you're choosing not to, or you're forced to choose not, right, or you're forced not to deal with them because they're not dealing with you either. They're not even trying to put themselves out there to make this work with their kid. It's some bad parents out there. Despite living apart, both parents work hand in hand to provide consistent guidance and discipline for their children. Benefits. That's a benefit. We trying to make sure that these kids on the same page in both houses. So if they going over to their father's house or they're going over to their mother's house, and at one house bedtime is, let's say, 8:30, 9 o'clock, because that child might be like 6, 7 years old. You feel me? Now you got at the other house, they might be up to 11 o'clock. That's not being on the same page. Then by the time when they have to swap out, you got a tired child all the time, and another parent that has to deal with that, but that's not used to dealing with it. So when they're young, when they're a certain age where y'all can kind of control certain things and how they move in their daily day-to-day schedules, you do not want to be offbeat with that. You want to both be on the same schedules that are not conflicting. If at home Johnny bath time at 6:30, 7 o'clock, at the other parent house need to be 6:30, 7 o'clock too. And ain't nobody gonna argue with that if you really trying to be real and consistent with your parenting. If you Nobody shouldn't be arguing with that. The people who want to be conflicting gonna argue with it. They gonna find a problem. They're gonna find a problem. They're gonna find a problem with anything that you bring to the table that you're trying to do good for the child. They're gonna find a problem with it. It's not gonna be easy peasy with that person. It's just not. It's just not. Prioritizing the well-being and happiness of the children keeps parents focused and cooperative. That means that we're not around here, stupid bitch, this. You can't do shit right. Da 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 da. Fuck you. I'm tired of you. We ain't gotta worry about that. I done been out places and have heard hard down, disgusting conversations that made me feel like they was tearing out my insides the way they was talking to each other. Y'all, degrading, disgusting. And y'all laid up and had a kid. And some of you multiple. We have to change how we co-parent. We cannot be these idiot balls of people that are allowing that we sat back and decided that, well, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Y'all in control of that. You are in control of the energy you put out to your child about that other parent. You are in control of the energy your child sees. You are in control of the after effects when things don't go right and your child see how you dealing with it. All those things matter. All those things are in line with being that the type of parent that your children either need or don't need. Don't be the one that's in the disadvantaged bracket. Don't do that. Parent behaviors that put children in the middle. These are classics. right here. These are classic parent behaviors that put the kid in the middle. Asking children to carry hostile messages to the other parent. You ain't got no business telling that child you have no business passing messages from that child to that parent. You have no business doing that, bro. Not only is it wrong, it's childish, it's petty, it's unbecoming, it is not teaching your child nothing. You have no reason to be doing that. We cannot be sitting around here like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And it's a lot of these little videos on TikTok that be making me so upset where these kids be so um aggressive toward their parents. No, but before you can even get no all the way out your mouth, out your head will be spinning. Two on up, you get your butt popped. At the age of one, I'm showing you what it is that you can get popped about. Don't play with me. These kids be literally on their I don't even know. I think a lot of times, a lot of these parents not play with their kids too much. They play with them too much, like allowing them to say too many adult like things. They doing adult like stuff. It's just too much. Ooh, I'm so glad I raised it. I got it. Ooh, so glad. Asking intrusive questions about the other parent. Don't be asking your child who they daddy talking to, who they mama talking to, who come to the house, who don't come to the house, who washing the clothes over there. Don't stay out of people's business. Stay out of people's business. Stay out of people's house. You don't have nothing to do with nothing over there. Creating a need for children to hide information. Don't have your kid feeling like they have to lie because they feel like you're gonna be all in their face grilling them. Don't put them in no situation as to where they have to lie about something that you done set up in that you shouldn't even be asking them anyway. Why are you even asking them that? You not only are you in their business, you deep inside of their conversation. Like about something that you ain't got nothing to be you just you just shouldn't be asking nobody about nothing. Not that child about that other parent. You just shouldn't. I don't know. I feel like sometimes y'all intrusive thoughts win. And y'all say that a lot about the kids now that intrusive thoughts win. But I really believe that grown people intrusive thoughts be winning too with them because they literally they literally will sit up and ask their children things that they shouldn't even be asking them about the other parent. Letting things that they thought about, it done got to them now. They like, oh my God, I just gotta ask. I just gotta ask. It's a must. So the intrusive thoughts have won. Creating the need for children to conceal their feelings about the other parent. Now because you so mean and you got so much going on and you saying so much negative things, they don't even now they gotta hold in. They gotta either try to get on board with how you acting, or they can't share their feelings about how they really feel. I love my mama though. Why are you talking about my mama? They can't even say anything like that. They can't because you have literally made them feel as if what they're saying and how they doing, what you know what I'm saying? Like if they share their feelings about something like that, they wrong. So now they just quiet. They ain't saying nothing. They don't want to even talk about their mama when they're at the house. They don't even want to say, I had fun with my mama yesterday, or I had fun with my daddy yesterday. They don't want to say nothing. They're terrified. Cause y'all right, you don't know how to be, you don't know how to sit up and just communicate with your child about normal stuff that you ain't got to be just normal conversation. How was school today, baby? How you feeling? Your dad, when your daddy texted me last night and said your stomach was hurting, is it still hurting? Tell me what was going on with your belly. Normal stuff. You can't ask the child normal stuff because you're so embedded into what you feel like you should be asking them about their other parent. Yeah, that's just how you handle the thing. That's how you handling it. You got the kids scared to talk and being very demeaning or contemptuous of the other parent. So if you're always saying something negative about the other parent, or you're always being um more concerned with yourself, um if you're always thinking about what it is you want, how you want it, and not concerned with how it's affecting that child, hmm, super toxic, super childish, and just plain wrong. Telling you, it is. It just we have to realize that a lot of the ways that the ways that we handle things and how we carry things have way more conceptual commonality of people they see on television. So when they start to see it exhibited in their own home, now they're like, oh, it's for real. I could probably be like that. You ain't showing them nothing healthy. You showing them, and then they watching reality television that's not realistic, but they seeing that stuff play out inside of their own houses, own homes. They seeing it play out. They seeing it. It's not, you know what I'm saying? That it's not even a joke. They actually know that this is really it. All right. Now, this is the topic right here. The high conflict co-parenting is what I really wanted to jump into. And we got I'm gonna run y'all through this list really quickly because we already running through our time. We're gonna get through it pretty quick. We're gonna get through it pretty quick. The 10 commandments of high conflict co-parenting. In a high conflict custody situation, albeit a divorce or just y'all deciding to do child support. You know, a lot of times when they get to that level, especially if it's an anger level, it gets really, really ugly. We try everything to keep our kids and our stepkids out of the middle. For most of us, this means making co-parenting compromises far beyond what's reasonable and certainly beyond what's reciprocated, right? Um, on paper, more more compromise seems like it surely might must be the right solution to minimize conflicts between co-parents. It's not always the case. That's on paper. On paper, they trying to minimize it, and it's hard to steal. It's hard to steal. Okay, um, it's better, but it also creates boundaries. First thing, thou shalt stick to the custody order. Whatever order y'all have in place, how is often broken. Custody orders are often broken on a regular basis. Don't have an official custody order, you might want to go ahead and reach out to somebody and get you one, especially if that battle getting ugly. Hmm. A good high conflict parenting plan removes the ability for a toxic ex to gatekeep at their whim. And parenting plans sometimes do work because but the only thing is that if a person violates a parenting plan, either they're gonna have to somebody else might have to lose time with the child and things of that nature. And you shouldn't get put on punishment. Things happen. But if it's a consecutive thing that now is starting to affect the child more than it had, accountability has to take place. Remember that custody order only protects you as long as you yourself follow the rules. Do not, if you're not abiding by the custody order yourself, you're abdicating its legal protection. So you're basically saying, I ain't doing it, so they gonna say they ain't doing it either. You know what I'm saying? So stick to the custody order. Don't make it harder than what it has to be. Simple rule of thumb. All right. Thou shalt thou shalt parallel parent. That parallel parenting in a nutshell is your house, your rules. However, we need to stick to what helps the child. You know what I'm saying? So, outside of major decisions that both parents have an equal right to via shared legal custody. So that means that if you got something going on with that kid, make sure you tell that other parent. If the kid is sick, tell the other parent. If something going on with the kid at school, talk to the other parent. What's happening, my brother? If something going on at the school, tell the other parent. If you when it's during your time, inform the other parent about what's going on. So, ooh, I got chapstick coming out of my mouth. So everybody can be on the same page. We do not want one parent knowing, and then they get to the school and then they ask about what happened. Like, did this get signed and did this happen? And then they don't know anything about it. They just stand there looking silly because y'all haven't communicated. Learn to communicate now. It's big. So, the your house, your rules thing applies, but it also is very, very more stringent and helpful if you guys are on the same page with that child at both houses. Don't just please don't think it's okay for a kid to have an 11 o'clock curfew at one house and 9 o'clock at the other. Please don't think that's okay. Please don't think that it's okay that if the child bathes every day at their mama house or their daddy house, that they come over here to their other parent house and they not taking a bath. I mean, come on, we gotta. Those things are healthy for the kid. We're not talking about at that time. We're not talking about the parent being other parent being selfish. They're reminding that these things must be done. They must be done. We're not raising children that take baths once every week. Thou shalt keep all communication in writing. So, I'm good with that if you're going through something custody wise. If you're going through if y'all got a good co-parenting stance, you should be able to text that parent or call that parent at a reasonable hour, you know what I'm saying, to transfer communication. I don't think you need to draft a goddamn email every single time you need to say hey, or jumping in the parent talk uh thing that go, you know what I'm saying, because y'all don't know how to communicate. That's bad. That's bad anyway, to not know how to communicate when it comes to your child. You need to know how to communicate with your other parent when it comes to that child. Unless they put a gun on you, raped you, or did something to you harmful to almost unalive you, it ain't. Mm-mm. We're not in no reason to be sitting around here just holding grudges against other parents. You know who doing that? If people be post fair skinned people be posting about their kids only bathing once a week or once every couple of days. Fair skinned people. Okay. Thou shalt document things that need to be documented when it comes to medical stuff, when it comes to things like that. Like I said, if something went on with the child, let the other parent know. Make sure that they know in advance too. Don't just be telling them when they it's at the end of the day when they about to go get the kid, and now you just telling them that you forgot to tell them. No, go on, make a note, put put reminders in your phone so you can tell yourself things. That's just being a good, responsible human being anyway. But it's also being a more accountable parent when you are already going through co-parenting stuff. All right. Thou shalt create firm boundaries. You need to have boundaries set up for your children and what you say to your children, how y'all talk to your children. Friendly co-parent is lovely, but normal co-parent rules don't apply in high conflict co-parenting. These are high, we talking about high conflict co-parenting where everything is already on 100. Everything. Y'all can't even be in the same room with each other without y'all ready to run up on each other and fight. So communicating and writing and actually putting it in email is important then. But for the people who got regular normal co-parenting things, just being able to communicate those things is going to be beneficial. Um, with a high conflict X, minimizing contact also minimizes the opportunity for conflict. So when y'all don't have any communication sometimes, or if you get your mom to step in and drop the kid off instead of you, or they do the same thing, that's trying to minimize conflict because y'all can't be in the same area without everybody ready to thump. And it's insane, but it happens. And you always want to keep the conversation that y'all having in person in front of other people. You want to keep it limited to the kids, on what the kids. Period. Don't bring up nothing else. Don't even ask how a person weekend was. Step parents, thou shalt not get sucked in. If you have been a step parent in a conflict situation, do not get sucked into that. Do not get sucked in. Do not. Try your best to stay out of that whole situation. Yeah. Thou shalt parent to the authentic child. That child want to be comfortable with you, so they're going to do things around you to show you that they're comfortable with you. Parent to that parent to that child. Don't ignore that child because y'all got other stuff going on with the parent, and you feel like they sign with the parent because they ain't doing what you asked them to do. You shouldn't be asking them to do nothing. You should not be asking your child to do nothing, to get involved or be in the midst of anything that involves their other parent. Thou shalt keep their own oxygen mask firmly planted on their face. That means that keep your mouth closed. If you don't have nothing positive to say, don't say nothing. If you don't have nothing good to say, or if you ain't informing them about nothing, just keep your mouth closed. Don't come around being the bully. Don't do that. You know what people always said about the bully? They're the scariest people in the room. That's what they say. Thou should not hesitate to get outside support. So that means anytime you need to grab your mama or your daddy, your auntie, or your sister to help with picking the kid up because the other parent can't or you can't, grab your outside support. And thou shalt not be unwilling and able. If you are in a situation to help that co-parent get to what needs to be done, and you decide that you're not just gonna do it, you the motherfucking problem. And in most cases, people who feel like I said already, people who feel like they have the most authority are the ones shuffling and jiving with the children, playing in the kids' faces. We don't have the opportunity to waste any time with our children by giving them negative impulses or negative connotations about their other parent. They have to spend time with their parent. They have to be with their parent. That parent has to take care of them. And any negative thoughts you put into that child's head about that other parent makes them want to less be around that other parent, makes them want to less trust that other parent, makes them want to less benefit from that other parent, makes them want to less have any realistic relationships with that other parent because you're putting all your mess in that child head. You're the problem. You're the problem. You cannot co-parent with a bad parent. You can't. It's hard to co-parent with a bad person, but a person who don't even want to be a good parent and it's coming out into the child, that's a problem. It's a more giant problem. So today we talked about how to co-parent and things that you can do to make your co-parenting lifestyle easier. If you need to actually sit down and have a conversation beyond that to make sure that you are on the right path, hit me up. We got you. But more than none, go to the beginning of the show. From the beginning to the end, you have nothing but jewels on how to handle yourself in situations, how to co-parent, how to talk, how not to talk, communicating, effective this, effective that, and being accountable. You got to be accountable. You got to let your kids see, if y'all gonna stay here and argue in front of me, what y'all gonna do to fix this? They need to be a part of seeing that too. Don't just let them see the negativity that arouses y'all to make y'all decide, oh fuck everything. I ain't gonna let them come over there then. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Um, if this helped y'all out, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Go on my YouTube or on my Facebook Live and let me know how or what was said that might have changed your mind about something. Share the show. Share. Go on the page and share it. Let everybody else know what we was talking about today. I told you I was gonna be a good jewel related show. I needed y'all to know exactly why and how we got to this point anyway, and why the whole baby mama baby daddy situation, that has been a traumatic experience of negativity. Nobody want to have any positive stuff when they talk about their baby mama, their baby daddy. Y'all laid up and had kids with these people though. Child. I'll see y'all next week. Or maybe not. Next week is no. I see y'all next week. Whenever I'm thinking about y'all the Christmas holiday. I will see y'all next week. Yes, I will. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all enjoy y'all evening. Enjoy y'all family. Enjoy y'all time. And don't take for granted any day, okay? Enjoy. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.